Welcome you all. Welcome to another day of BA Agile Scrum. We have recently started last week the new batch, and we are in another week. And we started with Agile principle and core values. So before we begin of Agile, continue with the Agile principles and its core values, what we are going to do is that we are going to look at our own core values as well, to which we call it as guideline and some commitment from you with you, as well as code of honor. So let me quickly share screen with you all so that we can go through code of honor very quickly. Uh, as you know that Agile is full of ceremonies. When we say ceremonies, it means meetings in a layman language. And Agile is full of ceremonies, and each ceremony demand you to show up live, whether be in remote setting or in person, depending upon in which environment you got your job to work with. And when you show up live, you make sure you be on time, remain punctual, remain highly committed. In case you are not practitioner of any of these such traits, consider this training itself as a project so that you will have the opportunity to showcase these traits over here. And once you continue to consistently showcase over here, it will be quite easy for you to demonstrate once you get placed, because it is said that how you do anything is how you do everything. And with this, you will practice it over here. You chose to learn and you became a student, but we want you to be the full stack students who does all the assignments, do self-research, and repeat what they learn. While you complete these all, when you start and finish, you may hit the success. But when you don't, you may hit failure. So please take the full responsibility for both the elements, be it success or failure. It's quite easy to take the full responsibility of the success, but it's not so easy to take the full responsibility of the failure as well. Because for that, you need to just look at your own back and realize that what did you not complete, what did what you did not even start to complete, and what you left in between, so that it hit back to the failure. When you acknowledge this, you will be easily embrace them, and once you embrace it, it will be quite easy for you to accept it. And when you accept it, you may go back and correct it, and then it will hit back to the success again. And then you would realize that failure was not a failure, that became trail to the success or part of it. While you do so, remember it really requires a concrete mindset. The very first one is inspired from Lean Kaizen, that is continuous improvement. And for that, you must inculcate a learning mindset. More learning minded you will become, you will find yourself growing more positive minded you will become. You will find yourself growing more complaint free in a way that you can handle any project with the stringent timeline as well as with the lack of resources. While you can do that, remember you will continue to grow with more gratitude in mind and heart that you are able to do it. That leads to the highest level of productivity. While you do so, remember to be the giver, keeping ego away on the path of learning. That makes you more spiritually grounded on the path of growth. When I say spiritually grounded, it means your happiness level enhances, and happiness is today's new productivity, and that's the demand of the corporate. And while you do so, you remember that you are not here just to learn, but also to earn more. And it is said that what you want more of, you must start giving away the portion of. And for that very reason, in case you are already earning, you can give away 5% of 10 or 10% of your earning to the causes wherever you believe in, to the charity. And in case you are not earning, can you have an intent to give away uh, to the causes wherever you believe in? Once you start getting placed and start earning, that will be 5% or 10% of your earning. You can give away to the causes like feeding hungry children, or donating into the orphanages or old age home, or even to the temple, churches, mosque or gurudwara. And while you do so, remember you appreciate what you do, what others do for you, and even it doesn't seem like it is helping you back immediately, continue to do so, because it is said that what you appreciate appreciates you back. And why you need to continue to give? Because when you give, you grow. When you receive, you may survive, and I'm sure none of you are here for the survival, but for the growth. And while you do so, remember to start your day with the highest level of commitment and receptivity, and that will become quite easy for you once you will participate in a 30 days challenge. What is 30 days challenge? I've spoken enough about it in day one's recording. Kindly refer to that. And any deep learning or any new learning, you need to embrace and learn very effectively and become master in it. There is a hack and a four-step, step-by-step method and proven method, I would say, that let you become master in it. It comes with the four-step and known as golden quadrant of learning. So how it is divided into four steps? The very first step becomes declaration with the anchor. That will do here before we take a deep dive into deep learning. And once we are done with the deep learning, then number 3 and number 4, that is drawing and summarizing, you are supposed to do it at your own end. So once learning is done, immediate after 24 hours, you are supposed to recall whatever you have learned in the live session and summarize it in a drawing. And you can draw like this as well. And once you drawn whatever you have learned, make sure that you are summarizing by flaunting your drawing in a video form, and summarizing in a way that 5 years old can understand. And it should be not more than mm, 30 seconds, sorry, 90 seconds of video, a minimum, or maximum up to 3 minutes, not more than that. So what is declaration and anchor and science behind it? I have already explained in day one's recording. Kindly refer to that. So how I'm going to put the anchor first. So I'll be counting 1, 2, 3, and the self hi-fi just now you heard on your speaker, that you are going to model after me. And then what I am going to do is that I'm going to declare the statement that you see on your screen, and you are going to you are going to repeat after me once I read it. So just unmute yourself, say yes if you all can see the selected statement on your screen.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we can see
Yeah.
it.
Kindly model me now. 1, 2, 3, and clap and repeat. I'm a quick learner.
I'm a quick
I'm a
learner.
quick learner.
What others can learn and master,
But others
What
can
are the
master.
others learn and master?
I too can do that.
I
I
too
can do that.
One more time with another statement. 1, 2, 3, and clap and repeat. Because I am a quick learner.
Because I'm a quick learner.
Today's learning is going to be
Today's learning is going to be
super duper easy to me.
super duper easy.
Yes, it is going to, because you said so. And in case a few of you could not uh, repeat it after me, feeling bit awkward, remember the fifth code of honor and how we are going to remain connected. Every single Sunday, we meet here for the technical session at 10 p.m. EST. Monday for the another technical session at 10 p.m. EST. Tuesday, you must attend RRP session as well as on Thursday, because this is your gateway to your placement. By attending every single time, even though you need to repeat it, remember that it strengthens your visibility, credibility, and thereby the marketability. And more you show up over here, there are chances you are going to get placed through them. And Wednesday, you must use this day to complete the assignment, be said or unsaid. Um, from the learning of Sunday. Friday, you use this day to complete the assignment, be said or unsaid, from the learning of Monday. And Saturday, you can choose to relax or have a breather day or do the research work if you want to, or repeat whatever you have learned, or prepare any question for the next technical day, that is on Sunday's answer. Okay, so this is how we are going to remain connected and abide by. So this was a quick code of honor. So with this, let's continue with the agile principle. So do you all remember how many total agile principle we have as per the agile manifesto?
4.
12.
Okay. Okay, so we have 4 core values and
Yeah, and 12 principles.
and 12 principle. Absolutely right.
Right.
You are right. You're welcome. So We will continue with those 12 principle. Why? Because four initial principle we already learned. And if I need to quickly tell you that I'll let you see them. So I believe that you can see the screen, the PPT slide on your screen. Just say yes if you all. Okay,
Yes.
great. So we looked at the as per Agile Manifesto four core values. Then we took a deep dive into four initial principles. We learned about these four bullets, and then comes the another set of four. So this fifth one says that support, trust, and motivate the people involved. What does it mean? It further explains that motivated teams are more likely to deliver their best work than unhappy teams. So, this becomes a challenge, I would say, initially for product owner or scrum master. That how you will have such motivated teams in the place first, and then these team will definitely, if such team members are there, motivated teams are there, they are more likely to deliver the best work than unhappy teams. Why unhappy teams? Because you remember in our code of honor, when we just started with our sixth principle, I talk about happiness is today's new productivity. Do you all remember that? Say yes if you have heard.
Yes.
Yeah. And
Yes.
when we see that unhappy team members are there, of course they have their own set of problems. Their more focus will go towards, solving such unnecessary problem which is not catering towards the project's goal. Okay. They have their own objective to first fulfill and clean them up. Okay. Before they could even give attention to their, project's work. So it is said that if they are happy team member, they are most likely delivered the best. Okay, and to have such motivated team, can someone give me any answer that how you can have such motivated team member in the room or for the project in first place? How you can bring such team members? What you should do as a scrum master to include such team members in your project, from where you will
Regularly
look.
pay increase.
Regularly pay. Come again, I could not hear that. Regular pay increase.
Yeah.
You pay them hike regularly. So do you think that only paying hike will help them to be motivated?
I think acknowledge their progress
Okay, acknowledge
and
their progress.
appreciate.
Appreciate. Okay. So
Yeah,
the
and motivate some teamwork maybe outside of work.
yeah, so lot many things are there. You can do that as a part and principle of your leadership skill. Okay, so whatever you are talking about, that shows some leadership skill, but also more than that, give them the clarity of the work. If clarity is missing, then motivation will be missing. More clarity in the goal, more drive will be there to reach to the goal will be there. Okay, so it is said that when why becomes easy, how becomes easier. So your how is to drive such team members towards the completion of the project, and project why you are doing, what is the impact of it. Many of time, even if wherever you are working in the industry, you are working in the project and you are not even aware of that, what kind of impact your project is going to create in the society, thereby in the world. Have you ever aware of? I'm sure that few of you and many of you even not ever thought of about it. That the kind of work you do that creates an impact to the society. Have you ever thought of it? Yes, no, and be honest. Have you have you approached the work with this dimension? Have you approached the work with such intent and thought ever? that the kind of work I am doing with the company with which I'm working, that is creating an impact. So my work is impacting somewhere in the society or in the world. Have you ever thought in this way? Yes, no? You
No,
can be honest. No. But
no.
imagine if you have the such clarity and you are well aware the kind of work I am doing, that is the contribution to the world which will be appreciated for longer. How the drive you will get to involve in such work, it will go more deeper and it will go more intense. Do you all agree with this? Because
Yes.
you are somewhere back off in your
Yes.
mind, you will think that I'm contributing. So can someone give me example that how you can get driven by such thoughts, that you are contributing in the project that is contributing into the society for bigger change? Anyone? Anyone? I invite you to tell us that. Give me any example, random example. Ask us to imagine that you are working in such a industry. How you can bring such drive? I'm asking to you all. Dhara, Sweta, Seep, Aarti, Shruti, Sayed, Swarupa, Priyanka. Any one of you can give me that example.
If you find out your project is for the wellness, I mean, for the welfare of the society, for example, if your app is going to simplify the life of, for the people who use it every day, or any other project which for the show, I mean, if it's simplifying the life or easy doing the use for the work, then
Yeah.
yeah, you can feel it.
Yeah, that's a very good example. So somewhere Sayed was trying to connect it with the wellness app, right, Sayed? Somewhere. Okay. So
Yeah.
not only just a wellness app that will keep you, that will help you to track or monitor your glucose spike or BP or something like that, but also even if you are in banking or insurance industry, and imagine that you are contributing as a QA member or even as a coder or business analyst, the way you have done your work, and that is going to impact the end worker, and either you can save their life by just making sure that you have done your work properly. Say for example, one uh, any one module which has still error and which was not noticed, it may not happen, but hypothetically if you think that some module was not tested well and you all are working as a tester, and what happens uh, the moment you are inserting your ATM, what is happening before when you are doing the cash withdrawal and you are asking it to dispense 100 or say $200, it is just dispensing $100. Okay. Or if it is dispensing instead of $100, $200, there are chances that such error may occur again and again and again for all different reasons. If it is today dispensing more amount, it may happen in some cases, it may dispense lesser amount. Imagine the person who is working and saving his hard-earned money, and because of this small error, if or this may not happen, but the impact you are creating to bring happiness, to save his uh, money, it is counting a lot of positive karma, if you would say, for your work, if you have done it properly. If not, ultimately it is contributing into some curses by other person. He or she might be cursing to the bank because the bank's ATM is dispensing the lesser amount of money, but ultimately it is collating to your point, because the kind of work you have done was not that excellent, not that par. So when you will have such sense of such sense of contribution that you have put into your work, then the kind of work you will do again, that will be anyway and automatically be of the high quality. Does it make sense to you all? Dara, Sweta, Seep, Aarti, Shruti, Sayyad,
Yeah.
Yes.
Swarupa, Priyanka.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So start thinking in this way. You will become automatically highly motivated and transfer such objective to your team member. You will anyway get the highly, trusted and motivated team members. Okay. Then the seventh one, what does it read? Can you read the uh, this bold item for me, bold letters, bold words for me, what it is, what it
Enable face-to-face
Enable
interaction.
face-to-face interaction.
okay.
Okay.
Enable face-to-face interaction. Communication is more successful when development teams are co-located. Okay, so now this was Agile's one of the strong fundamental where or a strong objective and principle. They always encouraged face-to-face interaction. Okay, so it's not that if and that's the reason uh, Agile always encouraged people to come co-located and work in one sitting uh, scenario. Okay, one location sitting scenario. And when COVID happened, everything was distributed. So that time also it was highly encouraged, enable face to face interaction. So tell me how during the corona or COVID agile practitioner might have followed this.
Being online, Zoom, Google Meet.
Yeah, video call. Yes,
Yeah.
online Zoom
Yes.
video call or Google Meet or Teams, whatever, but it has to be the video call. Okay, because when you look at the people, you don't even assume, you look at their face, and with the facial expression, even something you don't understand with the without facial expression or tonality of the audio voices, few things you may not understand, but with the facial expression you get more clarity. Imagine you are at home, okay, and you are involved in some of your work, and you have your parents as well. I mean, you are still at your teens and you are doing your work, and your parents teased you somewhere back of your while you are studying. So in your bag they teased you something which you might have not liked, or usually you don't like it. You may feel the tease, and or you may you may feel the irritation, but when you look at their face, you understand that they are simply teasing you, they are trying to pull your leg, they don't even mean it. So that may only happen when you're looking at the facial expression. This is just one example to let you know how important the facial expressions are, and to when you look at that, and with such facial expression you happen to speak to the people, you understand not only the words, you also understand the intent, and you understand the meaning between two lines, that exactly what action has to be taken and what the clarity it is missing or having uh, into the work. Okay, that's the reason enabling face-to-face interaction is always appreciable in the agile setting. Then comes the third one. Can you read this for me, what it reads, please?
Working software is the primary measure of progress.
Yeah, yeah. So working software is the primary measure of progress. So it is said that, okay, we need to have delivery done. So that's all right. You can have the delivery done. But the thing is that ask yourself whether the software is working or not. Because what is the point if software is not functioning? So it reads further. Delivering functional software to the customer is the ultimate factor of the major progress. So you can deliver the project. What if some of the buttons are not functioning? Some of the functionality are not giving the result. So there is no use. So Agile always talk about, okay, deliver with the quality, deliver with the value, deliver with the workable software as well. Deliver the workable software, and that's when it uh, it weighs the value and it clarifies that what exactly even stakeholder demands from you. With me so far, everyone? Yes?
Yes.
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 And the eighth one in this is this. Can you read this for me, the bold items?
Agile process.
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, continue.
What? Agile?
Processes
pro-
to support a
Oh, a
consistent
consistent
development
development
pace.
pace. Yes. So agile processes to support a consistent development pace. Now here, one thing is very important, and that is called is speed, because deliveries should happen in pace, in the speed, and rapid delivery is the core value of agile principle. Okay, teams establish a repeatable and maintainable speed at which they can deliver working software, and they repeat it with each release. And that's when you will understand that whenever we are delivering the value or delivering the project or delivering the software, we are delivering in the agile world a small chunk or a few modules of the agile in a certain time interval, and that has to be as minimum as it can give you the feel of the speed. Okay, and so if you have worked for 2 weeks and given the items to the customer to start working on them, and again after 2 weeks you are giving something, there is always connection readily established between you and stakeholder. Trust automatically enhances, and the feedback will come very, very faster, that in the next release you are more aware that where to care and where you can continue to deliver the way you have been delivering, and where you have to um, do some tweak or something like that to continue to add more value into this. So the whole idea is about the consistency towards the pace has to be there, and that can happen when you define the time interval of your time duration or time interval during your agile delivery. With me so far? Yes.
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 Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that time deliver is called as sprint. Is called as what, everyone?
Sprint.
Sprint. So sprint in a nutshell or in a layman language, you can learn it as a time duration. So we will be uncovering that very, very soon. So till now we have learned about the eighth, eight principles. Let's move to the ninth one. Ninth one reads here. What does it read? We can read it together.
Attention to technical detail
Detail
and design enhances
has
agility.
agility. Yes. So if I further read it, the right skills and good design ensures the team can maintain the pace, constantly improve the product, and sustain change. Okay, it means that when you are delivering, make sure that technical details have been incorporated, and the design is upgradable. Okay, and even the function can be upgradable. Okay, if it can be optimized well. Okay, if tomorrow any changes are introduced, okay, it can improve the product and can sustain the change. Okay, so whenever you are delivering, make sure it is optimizable and upgradable. So always remember these two words. And what are these two words? What are these two words, guys? Optimizable
Optimizable and upgradable.
upgradable. Yes, you are right. But along with that, you need to remember the 14th one as well. 14th principle. And what does it read? 14th?
Simplicity.
Simplicity. You are right. So it says that develop just enough to get the job done for right now. So what has been asked, deliver that immediately so it can be tested by the customer so that they can start working. Okay, it has to be that much simplified, even though you are delivering with the value, but it giving them the ability to do their work that is just enough for them to get it done. Okay, and with this approach you can deliver the apt modules, what customer is asking for. Then the 15th one says that self-organizing teams encourage great architecture, requirements, and design. First, we need to understand self-organizing team. I want to know from you, what do you mean by self-organizing team? What does come in your mind the moment you hear the word self-organizing team? What do you understand by this? Yes, anyone? Go ahead.
We
Breakdown of roles and responsibilities so that there is no overlap among the team members.
Okay, no overlap in the team members, so that will be self-organizing. Okay, what else? Yeah, anyone, please attempt it. It doesn't have to be right or wrong. I want to understand what is coming in your head the moment you are learning this word, these words, self-organizing team. And
So,
the question with all of you. Yeah, go ahead.
so they could be teams who are managing their own work, let's say, and pertaining to the work, they can make their own decisions, and that's what I understand from that.
Yeah, you are understanding absolutely right. Means the decision can be made. There should not be any hierarchy. Does it all come in your mind as well? That hierarchy less team, and they are able to take their own decision. And if they can take their own decision, what all decision they can take? What comes in your mind? Further, if you have a team, they can take their own decision. How they can start taking their own decision? Can you tell me that?
group discussions, maybe the whole team, they discuss themselves. What is the
Yes.
requirement in the team?
Hmm.
Less
So
hierarchy.
they can invite further discussion. That's number one. What else?
Um,
So less hierarchy, I mean, I'm just understanding or of like layman. So
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
you don't have to reach to your seniors for every, answer. You
Yeah.
have to be taking like it's mentioned, like taking ownership of the task which is assigned to you, whatever the
Mhm.
task is.
Yes, yes. So
Mostly
assigned to you, you said, then who will be assigning?
who
The
is the
product
group head?
owner.
Uh,
Who will be assigning the task?
The team
The
members
product
assign
owner.
them themselves.
Yeah. Can you repeat what you said? Themselves?
So the team member, all
Mm-hmm.
of the team members sit, discuss among themselves, and assign the roles and responsibilities among themselves.
Wow, that's a brilliant. So you just guessed it or you knew it already?
Half and half, I guess.
That's great. So yeah, as the name says, self-organizing team, they volunteer to choose their own task, and they can say that, okay, I choose to complete this task. Okay. So initially it is expected from them because this is self-organizing team. Imagine if this is self-organizing team and you have been asked to, take your own work, choose your own work, and there is one smart boy or lady sitting and they never contribute, or what is going to be the future look like for them?
Yeah, that was my question next, Gaurav. Like, how are they assigning themselves the work? Because there might be people who are laid back, right? They don't want work.
Yeah, so what should happen to such people? What will be happening? What do you think?
I guess it will be.
Self-organizing team, highly motivating team, and if these traits are not meeting, if you are saying that, okay, assign you contribute voluntarily, pick your own work, so you find some people are more laid back and they are never contributing, they are never initiating, so what will happen to such people?
They'll be removed from the project.
Yes, if you are not contributing willingly, you will not be the part of such group for longer. Okay, you are working in agile, and all of a sudden you will realize that you are getting a pink slip. Sometime it may happen, and without realizing, hey, what I did not do anything so that I could get even pink slip, and that's the only reason. Are you getting my point?
Yes.
Yeah, because you did not do anything, and that's the reason you are getting pink slip. If you would have yourself contributed, have highlighted the kind of work you are doing, okay, you are visible that you are contributing. And if you are not visible that you are not contributing, then people will ask you to leave, vacate the seat, so that other self-organized, highly motivated team member can, occupy the space and can add a value to the project and to the customer as well. With me so far, everyone making some sense? Yeah?
Yes.
Still any question for such self-organizing team member?
No.
No.
Okay, great. So if no question, then read further what does it says. It says that skilled and motivated team members who have decision-making power, take ownership, communicate regularly, and other team members and with other team members and share ideas and deliver quality products. Yeah, this is expected from every single person who are involved in the project. And the last one over here, the 16th one, says that regular reflection on how to become more effective. So this has to be the part of it. See, if you're working in agile, somewhere, not loudly, but subtly, it gives you message to be a lifelong learner. Always embrace the new learning with the past action you did. Okay. And for that very reason, it says that regular reflection on how to become more effective can only happen when you are learning something new. Okay. And that you can learn when you are reflecting back onto the action that you have just performed. Okay. And then you read here self-improvement, process improvement, advancing skills and techniques help team members work more efficiently. So you continue to evolve as a person, as a team member. You continue to contribute towards the improvement of the processes, new skills you are bringing on the table. Okay. And any technique that can help the entire team member, you can introduce, you can take any small small session onto that, provide the KTs and all. So this is how you can work with. Okay. Then comes the very interesting part, and this is the types of the framework. So framework, who can tell me what is the idea in your mind when we hear the word framework? What comes in your mind?
A structure.
Framework means structure. Yes, right. What else? What else? Okay. So have you ever seen a maze where there is an entry point and there is one exit point? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
And in such maze, not necessarily there is only one route available to exit. And in such maze, it is possible that there are multiple such routes easy available to exit that maze. Possible? Yes or no? Multiple routes to exit that?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it can be long route, short route, but these maze, you can consider them as a framework itself. Okay. Coming back to this agile methodology, the target and the objective is the same to the deliver value, just not project or software to the customer, but delivers working software with the value. Okay. And there are few frameworks agile quotes about. Okay. The one which is the very famous is called as Scrum framework. What kind of framework it is?
Scrum.
Scrum
Scrum
framework.
framework.
Yes, you are right. Scrum framework. So this Scrum framework has certain continued ceremonies. We will look at it. So yeah, what do you see here? First, project objective or vision is identified. Okay. Then entire milestone and roadmap is defined under the release planning with the defined dates. Okay. When you are going to deliver what all sort of module into on the delivery date. Okay. But to start with, they run one ceremony to which they call it this. What they call it? What do you read here?
Sprint planning.
Sprint planning. This is the very first ceremony of any Scrum framework. Okay. And in this, they decide what to work on, what not to work on, who all are going to work, how they are going to work, how long they are going to work. Okay. And then the work start. Every single person start working every single day, and every single day they meet and they reflect back that what they did, what they are going to do, and any hindrance are there on the way. Okay, 3 items they reflect back. And while discussing every single day these 3 items, one day they realize, oh, my work is done. Now let's call customer and let them review and let them have a look at the kind of a work or the decided module I have worked upon for last 1 week or 2 week or 3 week or 4 week. And these time duration will be called as what?
Sprint.
Yes, you are right. It is called as sprint. And a sprint is decided while the project vision is defined, that how long your project will have the sprint, whether 1 week or 2 week or 3 week or 4 week. So any sprint cannot go beyond 4 week, and minimum it has to be 1 day to 1 week. With me so far? Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
So what is the maximum time duration of a sprint?
Month.
By
Month.
month.
That
Yeah.
is 4 weeks. Okay. How many working days?
Um,
Mm,
15.
No.
20.
20.
20.
That's right. That's right. Minimum 20 days. And what is the minimum duration of a sprint?
1 day.
1 day to 1 week. Okay, that you are going to tell. So sprint is decided, and one fine day you realize that work is done. Invite customer to have a review onto
Review.
them, and this meeting will be called as what?
Sprint review.
Yes, you are
Sprint
right. And if customer gives a go, okay, go ahead with the DevOps team, ask them to deploy it at customer location. And once it is being done, at the same time, you run a meeting which will be called as sprint retrospective meeting. What it is
Mhm.
called as?
Sprint
Sprint
retrospective.
retrospective meeting.
Yeah. So this ceremony, the purpose behind this ceremony is to reflect back. What is the purpose behind this ceremony?
Reflects back.
Yeah. Reflect back on what?
On what went good,
what-
what went wrong, how can we
Yes.
improve?
Yes. And pull some action, corrective action item that you can incorporate to the next sprint. All right. Yes, no?
Yeah.
With me?
Yes.
Yes, cool. So now what you see that in this framework, Scrum, you got to know, there is another framework to which we call it as Kanban. Kanban board gives you the visibility of the work being done. Okay. All the listed items are called as user stories. What they are called as?
User story.
So
Stories. They are broken down the bigger requirement into multiple chunks of the doable item, and they are listed in to-do list initially, even not started. You can instead of stories, you can see in the whiteboard it may mention not started, and then to do, in progress, testing, and done. This is the physical whiteboard. In the agile setting you can find that the works are moving from left to right, or also in the project management tools, you can find it. Okay, with me so far?
Yeah.
This visibility it
yes.
gives, this board is called as Kanban board. Now, the another one is called as XP. What it is called as?
XP.
XP. XP means extreme programming that happens in the pair, and that's the reason it is called as pair programming. What it is called as?
Pair
Pair
program.
program.
Pair programming. In fact, even the coding is done in pair, and that's the reason it is called as pair programming. And when these code are tested together, debugged together, that test happens. That test is called as unit testing. What it is called as?
Unit testing.
Unit testing.
And it is debugged every single hour, and this is called as pair negotiation. What it is called as?
Fair
Fair
negotiation.
negotiation.
And one fine day when you find it that it is actionable, means your team can start working onto that. So you contribute about the work you have done, and you processes further from the development environment to the testing environment where the actual testing can be done. So you can quote about it into the stand-up meeting that happens every single day. Okay, where I was talking about daily scrum. You remember that when I was explaining this, I was talking about the daily scrum.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
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 In this
Yes.
is the daily scrum. So in the daily
Yes.
scrum, you can speak about the kind of work you have done. Having said that, in this pair programming or extreme programming, every single day you are talking about the kind of work you have done, and weekly you can review your acceptance testing, that whether the kind of work you have committed to the client, whether it is meeting the acceptance criteria or not. And if it is meeting, then you can on the weekly basis, or as per the dates, you can go for the next iteration. Okay, and before you are going to the next iteration, and you are checking if you are able to meet the release plan or not as per the decided date. So this happened with the planning and accepting the feedback, and for that very reason your retrospective meeting was done. So some of the elements of the scrum, you can find it happening even in XP as well as in Kanban. With me so far? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when scrum and Kanban are mixed together completely, it is called as scrumban. What it is called as?
Scrum bun.
Yeah. And while you are learning this, remember there are few best practices you can do. Okay. Uh, it says that identify your 4 values on 12 principle, collaborate with customer, work together daily, communicate, coordinate, balance of team members, contribution, mutual support, effort, cohesion. That has to be the part of the best practices when you are delivering through Agile. So daily meeting has to happen. Professional tools for such meetings you can utilize, and iterative development you are going to follow about. Okay, so any questions so far, guys?
No.
Okay, so now you need to understand what all kind of what all kind of mm, certification is good to do. Okay, so if I say, then I can introduce you few of the certifications. Okay, like here you see, you can take the screenshot of it, or when you are referring to the recording, you can pause it here and you can take the screenshot of it. Okay, so there are few certification you can do that, but there is a method to do that. I generally encourage people to start if you don't have any background. Okay, so there is scrumstudy.com. From there you can do the SFC certification if you don't have any background of Agile. Okay, you can go ahead. That's the free certification they provide you of a Scrum foundational certificate or something like that. And from there you can boost up your confidence and can approach to these certifications. Okay, to improve the agility, like PMI, SAP, CSM, SAFE certification, Kanban, DevOps, okay, P4MR, and Agile coaching, or enterprise coaching. So any of the such certification in the Scrum world, you can think of doing it. Okay, so you can take a screenshot of it. Now I'm going to give you one exercise. Okay, that is going to be home play for you. So when I say home play, it means the good news is that you need to go back and play with that. Okay, I want you all to decide later any of the tools the listed over here. Can you all see the listed tools? These are the project management tool that is used in the Agile world. Do you see that, guys? Yes, no?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I want to also include one more tool here, that is this. Okay, it is there, Azure DevOps. Recently, I might have added this. Okay, decide any of the tool and you need to explore it. So when you are coming back, you don't come back with this, that I didn't know what to do, because I'm not going to tell you what to do. You are going to create your free account with any of this tool that you are going to decide, any one tool, not all. Okay, by your own self. explore what all you can do in that. Okay, what all activities can be done in this that, and then come back and tell us, or you can submit a quick overview of this tool into the WhatsApp group. And that should not be when you are recording it and submitting it into the WhatsApp group. It should not go beyond 19-second minimum, maximum up to 3 minutes. So this will be the said assignment. I am yet to receive unsaid assignment from you. Shruti has some question. Yeah, Shruti, go ahead, ask.
Yes, Gaurav. So I understand that we have all of these platforms that we can explore, but could you tell me in sense of real life corporate? So what are the most common platforms that are being used? I know Jira, that is quite common. Which one is most frequently used?
Okay, just give me a second. Okay, so coming back to this, what you were talking about, okay, which is the most used tool. Okay, right? That's what your question is.
That's
Yes or
right.
no? Okay, so if that's the case, so I'm not going to tell that this is the most commonly used tool. It depends upon the company to company. It continues to vary. Still, some company are using, asanas. Yes, of course, if you'll ask me personally, so in my 20 years of tenure, I have mostly used Jira. Okay, for 17 years, I have used Jira. Sometime in 1 or 2 projects, I might have not used Jira, but something else. But for 3-4 years, I have been using, Azure DevOps. Okay. So this is to just give you answer from my personal experience. All right. Did you get your answer? Yes, no?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. So having said so, I want to invite Prerna to take this from this slide. Prerna, could you please take?
Yes, Gaurav, I'm trying to connect from my laptop as well. So give me a couple of minutes. Till the time I'll just start from my phone.
And in case you think that while Prerna before speaks, you can have any question, you can definitely ask.
Okay, so now this is one of the age-old, tricky yet very practical question to be asked, because we use the terminologies so interchangeably that most of the times people feel agile and scrum are the same, right? Till now, you might also have that kind of thought process that okay, it's the same thing. But let us understand from our I would say deep knowledge point of view what it actually means to be following agile and to be following scrum. Okay, it's quite easy. There's no rocket science, to be very honest, but it's a very good info to know. Okay, can I request one person to read out all the 3 points till the time I'm connecting from my laptop as well? Go ahead. Anyone?
The key difference between Agile and Scrum is that while Agile is a project management philosophy which utilize a core set of values or principles, Scrum is a specific Agile methodology that is used to facilitate a project. Agile
Yes.
continuous.
Hold on. Let us understand that. Now, this first line itself is giving the much required clarity. What it says is that agile is a project management methodology. That means if you have a project, if you're working in any corporate environment and you have a project, to implement that project, we can follow agile as a methodology. Okay. So how to implement project, how to deliver a project, how to do the all the I would say software development life cycle events in a particular pattern. that can be agile. Okay, so it's a methodology or it's a philosophy. The word used here is philosophy, but philosophy and methodology means it's a way. Okay, it's a way of doing things. On the other hand, what we are saying that Scrum utilizes a core set of values and principles. So it's like I'll give a very simple example, very basic one. Okay, if we ask you, agile is, you might find it funny, but it is easy to remember. Agile, you can compare with a type of food. Type of food, I'm saying, okay, type. I'm not saying any particular food. So if I have to tell you agile, I might say agile is a biryani, okay? It's the easiest, simplest, funniest example to remember. Then Scrum can be one of the type of biryani. Now there are n number of type of biryanis if you guys eat it, if you know at all. So there is a dum biryani, there is veg biryani, there is mutton biryani, chicken biryani, 10 types. Okay, I'm coming to a point. So to implement or to to cook biryani, we have to have a type. Yes or no? Tell me. If I tell you cook biryani, will you just blindly go and start cooking biryani?
No.
Or you'll ask me, Prerna, what kind of biryani you want? What kind of method you want? What kind of recipe you want? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. So absolutely in same regard, agile, Kanban, XP, these are the types of way wherein you can implement, sorry, agile. So not agile, Scrum, Kanban, and XP. These are the type of ways where you can implement agile. Anybody having doubt in this thought process? Gaurav, I've asked for your request. If you got it, please give me the control. Yes. Okay. Any doubt in the first sentence?
No.
Mhm. So tomorrow, if in any discussion somebody asks you that what is the difference between agile and Scrum, would you be able to say in one liner, or how
Yeah.
would you say? You can read the sentence, but how would you say it? Tell me.
So agile is a methodology and Scrum is
Mhm.
the framework for it.
Yes, Scrum gives us the core values or principles or instructions, or it gives us the details to follow or implement agile. Make sense?
Right.
I'm so glad you used this word methodology and set of principles. Thank you, Gaurav. I have the access now. Yes. Let us go ahead with the second sentence, please. Yeah, go ahead.
Agile is a continuous iteration of development and testing in the software
Mm-hmm.
development process, whereas Scrum is an agile process to focus on delivering the business values in the shortest time.
Okay. So here basics of agile is mentioned. What are we saying? That in agile, we have a continuous development process. That is like, we have sprint, we have time intervals wherein we try to deliver to the customer within those time intervals, right? So this is agile. This is the pattern that agile has, and within specific amount of time, we have to deliver. Development and testing means we are implementing the projects and we are delivering it to the customer. Okay. So now, this is the agile pattern. But when it comes to uh, Scrum, what are we saying? That in Scrum, along with the delivery, we focus more on the customer value and how well we can provide the customer value in the shortest period of time. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Anyone? Yeah. So can
Yes.
you try to elaborate in your own words this line? No
So
takers? Yeah. Yeah, okay. You were trying
sorry.
to collect your thoughts. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, so Agile focuses more on working software. So while yeah, with the help of Scrum, so it's like in a sprint, like you take a functionality and you try to develop that functionality, and then Agile is the process, where you can have that functionality and show it to the customer or the client, this is how your software is working, and then you can add to um that functionality in the next iteration or next sprint.
Yes, absolutely right. And thank you for putting in a very simple word. So we are saying that one is telling us in which way we do it or how we do it. In short, Agile tells it what is the process, but whereas Scrum allows us to have its value or have its benefits. When we say benefit, that means how it will help us to achieve the goal. And our ultimate goal is client satisfaction and client value. Okay, let's go ahead to third point.
Scrum is a framework utilizing an agile mindset for developing, delivering, and sustaining complex products. With an initial phases on software development, although it has been used in other fields, including research, sales, marketing, and advanced technologies.
Thank you so much for reading it out. So what are we saying that Scrum is a framework that utilizes agile mindset. So agile mindset is basically that means the agile way of method, agile way of implementing, used for development, testing, implementation overall. So we are definitely following the way, but again, the emphasis means the priority or the I would say a highlight of this entire activity is not only on the completion of the product, but also ensuring that whatever research or marketing or any new technology introduction that is required, that is happening. So what are we what the last sentence trying to tell us, guys, that though it's a framework and in layman's language, you're making a biryani, you're just making a recipe, but then what are the efforts, what are the research, if I've asked you to maybe cook a Hyderabadi biryani. Now, I myself do not know how to cook. I'm just giving an example. Then there might be some ingredients, some specifications, some color patterns, some particular taste that has to come as a flavor that you have to focus on. If I tell you dum biryani, now that's easy. You know that you have to take the dough and put it across the vessel, to ensure that all the steam is inside and it gets properly cooked within that steam. So that's the concept of dum biryani. So you should know. Why I like to give the simplest example is because they generally stuck to your mind and brain, and it's easier or faster for your recalling purpose as well as for your remembering purpose. So always remember, anybody tells you to do something, there are 10 or 10,000 ways to do it. Okay. Somebody sits and read a book or study. Somebody lies down and studies. Somebody walks here and there in between rooms and studies. Somebody listens to put on some music and studies. Everybody is studying here, yes or no, in this scenario? But are their methods same?
Yeah.
Yes. So again, studying is your agile, but sleeping while studying while sleeping, studying while walking, studying while listening to music, studying while eating, or studying while being out. These are the ways to implement it. Everybody clear on this? What is, see, it's really important for your understanding. That's why we are focusing so much on this. So everybody with me on this, what is agile and scrum, and are they same? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Any teeny
Yep.
tiny doubts, please feel free to ask, and thank you for your responses. Let's go ahead. Yes. Now let us understand them in again further detail. Okay. So what is agile? it's very nicely mentioned. Instead of all at once, we are saying deliver incrementally. That's again, I think in this batch only I had given that example. Please correct me if I'm not. I gave the example of building the house in this session, this batch only, right? Like, would you like to be a part of?
Yes.
Thank you so much. So same, that's what we are saying. We don't want to look at the house once it's completely built and done and dusted, but we want to be part of this entire process. Entire process while it is getting built or while it is getting developed. So same way in Agile, we do not deliver at one go. We don't take 1 year, 2 years, or whatever time it takes for development. No, we work on smaller intervals and we deliver frequently. That is the important, and it is called as deliver incrementally. When I say incrementally, that means if yesterday I have completed from requirements 1 to 5 as per the priority, today I'll be taking 6 to 10. So I will try to maintain the same pace. I will try to maintain the same criticality. I will try to maintain the same customer priority. Everybody good with what do we understand by deliver incrementally, guys?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. Gaurav, your mouse is somehow hovering and I'm not able to control that. I'm not able to click. Can you please check on that? Gaurav? No, I can't. Gaurav, are you there? Oops. There's something with your mouse. Okay. Still fine. Manageable. Okay. Now let us go point by point. What is the, can someone else read out the
The
point, please?
distinction
Please,
between
guys, try to be
Yeah, the distinction between sprint and scrum is that they are two linked but different terms. Scrum is a framework often used in agile methodology, and a sprint is part of Scrum's framework structure. Scrum gives meetings, tools, and roles, while a sprint is defined period for creating a feature.
Okay, I didn't realize I was on mute. Thank you so much for reading it out. So what are we saying uh, that these are two linked terms, but there is a clear distinction. Scrum is basically a framework or a set of rules and practices which are used in Agile. And sprint is a part of Scrum's framework structure. Sprint is basically a time duration. Scrum gives meetings, tools, and rules, while a sprint is defined as a period for creating a feature. Now, sprint basically means that we have this much time interval, say 2 weeks, 4 weeks, or 6 weeks. Generally, it is not 6 weeks. It's majorly not more than 4 weeks on practical grounds. So this is the time duration that we have. And in this time duration, we can, we have to complete whatever this much work which is required. So, and along with that, we don't only have sprint, but we also have meetings, that is daily stand-up meetings, tools that can be like Jira, Kanban board, anything that you might be using, and roles, right? So we have like development team, we have Scrum Master, we have product owner. So all these roles are also given in Agile. Makes sense? Easy? Any doubt in this point? It's an important point where we are trying to understand distinction of Agile and Scrum by the way we are following it. Any doubts in this, guys? Yes?
No.
No?
No.
Okay, great. If no, then we can go ahead. Next point, please.
Scrum is a subset of Agile. It is a lightweight process framework for agile development and the most widely used one.
Okay, we can go ahead next point as well. I'll take both the points together.
Okay, it is a particular set of practices that must be followed in order for a process to be consistent with the framework. Like the Scrum process framework requires the use of development cycles called sprints. The XP framework requires pair programming.
Yes, thank you so much for reading it out. What are we saying that? The Scrum is a subset of Agile that we all have understood by now. And it is a lightweight process framework for Agile development and most widely used one. So we are saying that out of all the implementation techniques or implementation ways to implement Agile, Scrum is one of the lightweight one. That means Scrum is one of the easiest one or simplest one to follow when we say lightweight, and it is widely used. It is quite a popular one. Okay. And again, it's highlighting that it is a set of practices that must be followed. Yes, in order for a process to be consistent with the framework. So that simply means that we have to have a set process in place to follow the framework. Okay. Uh, Here we are saying again, kind of highlighting the same point of sprint that in the Scrum process, it is required for development to complete. We need to have sprints. So how do we deliver? We deliver sprint wise. We deliver in each sprint. That means we have to have a definite time interval set, and we deliver as per that time interval. In the Xperi framework requires pair programming. So when we, like in Agile, we have sprint, in XP, we have pair programming. And I clearly remember Gaurav has given you a very good and easy to understand explanation for pair programming, wherein, two pairs or two, I would say, same level developers or programmers will sit together and they work hand in hand, as in, if one completes their work, the other one will review. So it basically has a maker checker mechanism in place. That means if somebody is doing something, the other person is checking. So it's kind of like a review is done at then only. So it's easy and it's faster and it is quite effective. That is what the way XP follows. Any doubt in this slide? Any doubt about understanding what is pair programming, what is XP, what is what? I mean, in any way? No, yes, no, yes. Okay.
No, I'm good.
No.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you for your responses. Let us go ahead. Oops. Again, whatever we learned now, it has a further explanation. So I'll just request somebody who has not read till now to go ahead and read all the 4 points, and as required, we will give the explanation. Go ahead. Yeah, no takers. Go fast, guys.
Chap.
Lightweight,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, is Agile and Scrum the same? Lightweight means that the overhead of the process is kept as small as possible to maximize the amount of productive time available for getting useful work done.
Okay, so that simply says that when we say lightweight, that means the process overhead. It ultimately tries to tell you that whatever effort that is required for process, that is kept at minimum and the output is maximum. That means though we have only few ceremonies and processes, but an overall the set of principles and all the things that we follow in Agile, though they look very small and they look very limited, but the output or outcome of that, it's quite wide, it's quite bigger, it's quite effective. Okay. So what we say to maximize the amount of productive time available for getting useful work done. So what we are trying to emphasize here is that the process that we are following has to be effective. It doesn't mean that when I told you to make a biryani, or when we are agreeing to go ahead and to cook a biryani, the process of cooking any dish or that particular biryani should not be that tough, or should not be that difficult that it will take all the efforts, or it will take large amount of time, or it will be so exhaustive that it is not worth it. But it should be so doable, so flexible, so comfortable, so adjustable that we get enough time. So in same way in Scrum, though we have ceremonies, though we have daily stand-ups, though we have a set of rules and principles, but they are so helpful to implement that they ultimately result in effective production. Effective productive time means effective development time, effective delivery, and and our work gets very nicely done, or very in a practical yet effective manner, or maximum work is done. So it's as simple as that. If you have your exam coming up, if you have a paper tomorrow, right? So today you will be at your best. You won't be watching TV. Remember your school days, or childhood days, when you were at least some level senior. We all were serious about your studies. So if we have something coming up, if we have a time duration that okay, tomorrow we have this paper coming in, this test coming in, then we would give us our best, and we would focus on the time that we have in hand. So that is what the sprint pattern does for us. Okay, let's go to the second point, please. Go ahead.
A Scrum process is distinguished from other agile processes by specific concepts and practices divided into three categories of roles, artifacts, and time boxes.
Yes, that we all know that how Scrum is different from other processes, that it has a different set of roles, that is Scrum Master, Product Owner, Development Team. And it has artifacts and time. By artifacts means that we have product backlog items, we have, sprint planning, we have, and time box means we have this sprint defined. That means it can be 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 3 weeks, depending on the time interval. Yeah. Next point, please. Go ahead.
Scrum is most often used to manage complex software and product development using iterative and incremental practices. Scrum significantly increases productivity and reduces time to benefits relative to classic waterfall process.
Yes. So it is basically, we are saying that often we can manage, see the word, choice of word, okay, it's mentioned most often used to manage complex software and production development. Okay, so whenever there is some complexity, there is difficulty technically, implementation wise, or any other way, we need to ensure that that agile or scrum would be a better approach, wherein we have iterative and incremental manner. We go step by step, inch by inch, and we achieve a result. So that's why it is very practical. The next is scrum significantly increases productivity and reduce time as compared to waterfall. Okay, so anybody here doesn't know what is a waterfall methodology? Anyone, any person who came in late or they didn't attend? Anyone here? All of you know what is a waterfall methodology?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Everyone? Can anyone explain in one, two-liner what is waterfall methodology?
So with waterfall, so each step is, you cannot go back to the previous step. Like first you have to, all the requirements have to be documented, and then you start on the next step, and then do the development, testing, and release, and all that step have to be there. Yeah, there's no flexibility.
Okay.
So
Right.
you go to next
And
step once the previous step is done. So like once all the
absolutely, now that is a very, very good line. And then it is how much time it takes to complete this overall process?
I'm not sure.
As compared to Scrum, as okay, does it take a smaller time or lesser time as compared to Scrum, or it is larger time or bigger time? I mean,
So
how it is? Just
so to have a working software, it takes way much more time than an agile or the Scrum process would.
yes, that is what my question was. So thank you so much, first of all, for explaining. You are right on track. You have mentioned it quite well. So yes, in Agile, in Waterfall, we normally tend to have these steps one by one, line by line. It takes a lot of time. It is very, I would say, slow as compared to Agile. That is why we are saying that it is very effective and increases productivity. Okay, perfect. Last point.
Scrum processes enable organizations to adjust smoothly to rapid changing requirements and produce a product that meets evolving business goals. An agile Scrum process benefits the organization by helping it to uh, so the sentence it ends mid sentence.
Okay. So what it is, a Scrum process, that's okay. Thank you so much for reading it out. Scrum processes enable organizations to adjust smoothly to rapidly changing requirements. Yes, that is the biggest environment of following Agile or Scrum, that uh, in in the complex situation or in for the complex project, whatever work that needs to be done and the requirements, if they are changing, Agile is very effective in implementing that or incorporating that and produce a product that meets evolving business goal. Okay, that means sorry, that evolving business goals means the business goals are still changing, evolving in the sense that still getting refined. There are still some changes, there are still some I would say innovations getting introduced. So all that things are happening, and Agile is able to help us to achieve that. So I the classic example of building a house which I gave, it stands true even in this case. Tomorrow, if while building the house, if you happen to see a particular modular kitchen, or if you happen to see a particular shade of color that you really liked, and you wanted to have that as your house, and whatever things that in between, then you can always go back to your engineer or your construction team, and you can say, hey guys, I want to implement this. I want to, you don't say implement this, I want my house to be built in this manner, this should be the shade, this should be the color scheme, this should be the structure like it. So you have the flexibility, you have the, I would say, road to go back and check with them and ask them to do the required changes, which is not available in waterfall and other earlier methodologies. So this is the most important benefit of following Agile. Okay. All the points clear, guys? I have no idea why I am getting this issue with mouse. So here, can you see the screen?
Yes, yeah.
Gaurav, can you please check whether your mouse is hovering? Because though it is not visible on the screen, I'm not able to control the mouse. Okay, Gaurav, you're controlling. Gaurav, are you there?
Yeah, Prerna, just heard what you are saying. What exactly
The
happened with the mouse?
the mouse is hovering. I'm not sure why. My mouse is off.
Okay. So it's not hovering for me. Where it is
Okay.
hovering?
Okay. No. I just press escape and I
It might
just
be
shut down my
mouse at
mouse.
your end. Might be
I
hovering.
shut down the mouse and I started again.
Mm-hmm.
So no, it is not now. Maybe. Now
Yeah.
it is not. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'll
Thank you so
mute
much.
myself and give you back.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
give
go ahead. Sure. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. So this again, it's very easy, simple diagram wherein is it visible to you guys? All the entire image?
Yes.
Can you see this?
Yes.
Okay. So now here in this image, we can see all the keywords, okay? All the essential keywords that we need to know to understand how the Scrum process actually happens or how the Scrum process actually flows. Okay. So on the left hand side, we can see the product backlog. Now, you see the product backlog? It is absolutely like a whiteboard, and it has all the rows, lines mentioned, and that just depicts that all the workable to do work items, all the product backlog items are mentioned there as per priority and as per order. Okay, there are two things, priority and order. Priority means urgency, importance. So highest important or most important point or requirement at the top. And order means once were done with this point or this requirement, we have to go to the next this particular requirement. Okay, so you have to remember this. That is the ordered and prioritized. Second point we are saying is sprint planning. Everybody can see that the font is little smaller or lighter. Just enlarge your screen. So sprint planning has, some of the additional features, that is starting with, I would say, sprint retrospective and sprint review. Yes. We have sprint retrospective and sprint review. Even and they are kind of can you see they are the I would say arrows. Yeah, can you see arrow coming from
Yeah, we
sprint
can.
review and going to sprint? Yes. So what that
Yes.
shows that it is a circular or it is a recurring event. Okay, so now we are done the sprint planning, but we will again come back to sprint planning. When once the sprint planning is done, we get a sprint backlog. That means from the product backlog. So it's like if your entire year syllabus is broken down into 4 parts, and that is your first unit test, it has 25%. First semester will have 50%. So same way, your first one particular sprint will have some of the parts of the product backlog, so that we have all the requirements in place. Then those requirements, again, the right hand side arrow, it goes to entire Scrum team. Now here, see, Scrum team's colors are almost, apart from 4 colors, the 2 colors are different. So the same color depicts development team because they are all in one team. And other two colors are, one would be product owner and one would be Scrum master. So that is our entire development team. And in this Scrum team, by the way, Scrum team is also called as development team, all in together. So most of the times when we say development team is a set of people who are implementing it. But when we say Scrum team, you will include product owner and Scrum master also. So again, from this team, from this circle, we have a smaller circle where it is mentioned daily Scrum. So this team follows daily Scrum, and this ultimately results in increment. That means the product of this entire sprint development, sprint implementation, and that goes out as a sprint review. That means once you complete the work, once you finish your development, then you showcase or present that development to your team, that is your stakeholders. That goes as a review, and then from that review, after that review, either there are two things coming out. Once you go to product backlog and update a product backlog, can you see the downside arrow from sprint review coming to the right side from the down?
Yes.
That is, once the sprint review is done, yes, then your product backlog item changes. That, if there were earlier 25 items requirements, 25 in total, you completed 5 in this sprint, then your product backlog item should have only 20 requirements left. Okay. And the second arrow that is coming from sprint review is sprint retrospective, that how well we do, how we couldn't do something, or how we could have improved and things like that. And then ultimately that will again go to the sprint plan. So guys, this is the one of the best diagrams wherein there are no jargons, there are no unnecessary details. It's as simple as it looks. You have to simply follow the direction of the arrows and you'll understand the entire process. Yes or no? So any doubt in this diagram, its explanation? Any doubt? Anyone? No?
No.
So we are almost time, and I know today we have learned a lot of things. So I don't want to bombard you with further more. So, Gaurav, are we good to take a pause here? It's almost time.
Yeah, definitely. Because this is time, for sure, we can take a pause. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Over to you. Thank you, guys. Thank you for your time.
So, guys, it's time for quick attendance. I would request you all to go to the WhatsApp group, type in your name and one thing that comes in your mind that you feel like saying. What are you feeling right now? That's number one. Number two, you don't need to write down what did you learn. Just simply whether you will be able to, whether you were able to connect, relate, understand, was it effective for you or not. So these all are just one line or two words we want. And yeah, definitely what you have learned, that should be the summary as an unsaid assignment that you need to be posting into the WhatsApp group later. So yeah, this is how I'll be tracking your attendance from the WhatsApp group. So if no question, we can wrap it up. Thank you everyone for your participation and showing up. Thank you. Yeah, Dara, you have a question?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
Earlier you said about the tools for participating. Like, do we have to use all those tools for the presentation? Is it 3 minutes, I guess?
Can you come again? What did you say?
For the, like, you said for the tools that we have to use the most of the, I did the screenshot for all the website, I
Any
guess.
one tool that you have picked, that tool you have to go ahead, create your free account into that, explore that tool and explore by your own self what you see, that what all can be done inside this tool. Okay.
Oh,
You
okay.
don't have to ask that to us what exactly we need to do. You have to tell us that what exactly you can do, we all can do. Yeah, is it clear?
Sure.
That's
Yes.
the assignment. All right, everyone.
Okay.
If no further question, we can wrap up. Go ahead and drop your comments followed by your name, and I'll take the attendance. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Take care.
Thank you
Good
so
night,
much.
everyone. Bye.
Thank you, guys. Good
Thank you.
night. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Good night.